Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to the Inside View Real Estate Podcast. I am with the illustrious Josh is going to get today, and we're talking about the iBuyers, Zillow, OpenDoor, and OfferPad. Stay tuned. All right, guys, welcome back. I am Carl Freund, and this is my beautiful, like I said, illustrious host, Josh Zuniga.
Welcome back, everybody.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Hey, appreciate you. One thing we're talking about today is iBuyers and how they've really reshaped the real estate industry. And we're talking about specifically Zillow, OfferPad, and OpenDoor. And everybody hates on them. And I came out with a video, and I put it on YouTube last week. And you guys can go to my YouTube channel. Like and subscribe, dang it, by the way. And, shameless plug. Really talking about Zillow and their place in the real estate marketplace in the future, because they became a brokerage much like OpenDoor and OfferPad are.
Yes, they did.
And so when they did that, and understanding that Zillow owns like 77% of the digital voice when it comes to organic rankings on Google, and how they're actually operating, they're operating much like a brokerage. But it's really the first time we've seen a hybrid model where they're going out into the marketplace, Josh, and they're buying consumers' homes and promising convenience and speed. Tell me, what are your thoughts on this? Like, how do you see this thing evolving over the next 3 to 5 years?
Well, I remember you and I definitely had some conversations on how to, I don't want to say beat the iBuyers, but actually how to compete with them as a real estate agent. Because when you see a lot of these with these big tech companies, and that's what they are, they're tech companies coming into the real estate space, is what people really have to identify. Yeah. Not necessarily real estate companies trying to make their stronghold here within some of these major cities. Mm-hmm. So when you see that, they're going to have technology on the up and up and be in the forefront of a lot of what is going to actually be, like you said, have a stronger digital presence to get in front of these consumers. Whether it's their ads or whether it's their with their Google search, everything it'd be. So how do we stay in front of our clients? And what they do offer, yes, like you said, it's convenience and it's speed. Yeah. At the same time. So
does that remind you of anybody in particular? Amazon.
Oh, yeah.
100%. And it's so interesting to see that convenience trumps everything. Mm-hmm. And people always talk about price. So tell me a little bit about price. Like, if you were to, go to Zillow or something like that, OfferPad or OpenDoor, and say, hey, look, I want to sell my house and I want to buy something else. What fees are they hitting you with? Is that the best move for everybody? Because I don't know if it is. I mean, it may be or it may not be, but in your opinion, and from what you've seen, like, how does that, break that down for me?
Yeah, and guys, this is some of the, this is a really good insight. I'm really happy that we're doing this video, because a lot of people see, like, so what's the deal with OpenDoor and OfferPad? What's the breakdown on it? And they say, oh, they gave me an amazing offer, which is like, I think my house is worth $350. They probably gave me $365. But when you really break down the offer and go through things, you're going to see that at the very end of it, there's going to be a service fee. That service fee can range, on average, I see it from like 6, 7, and even as high as sometimes like 15%. It just gets really wild with some of these iBuyers. And that's really where you want to start paying attention, because that service fee is essentially where they make their money. When you look at exactly what they buy it for and then what they sell it for, it's like, wait, they only made like $5,000. How is this a smart business model?
Yeah, and actually, I'm glad you brought that up, because Saul, he's on our team here.
Yes.
Saul's one of the youngest agents in Arizona.
Yes,
right?
He's actually on my team. What's up, Saul? Yeah. You're doing great.
He's doing very well. And so, he brought up in the mastermind training on Tuesday, literally just a couple days ago, and he was like, hey, look, Zillow bought the house next to me. I think it was for like $330,000, and then they sold it for $325,000. He's like, how the heck did they do that? Did they lose money on the deal? And they renovated it, right? So, I think what we need to do is, for the people, break down and say, hey, yeah, you're going to be on paper at $330,000. However, like what you named, is that initially they're going to hit you with about a 6%, 10% fee, a convenience fee, a service fee, some sort of fee to make sure that they've got a little bit of a buffer in there. And then they do the inspection. So tell me what happens during the inspection.
Yeah, and just to give you some numbers, guys, we'll talk about some easy numbers here within Phoenix, Arizona. Let's just say you're putting your house on the market for $300,000. And then once you have your offer, and you're happy with that, you're going to put a 6% convenience fee or service fee, essentially. 6% at $300,000, it's going to be $18,000 off the bat. And this is one of the strategies that I see. Just like within Arizona, every buyer has the option to go into an inspection period. And when they go through their inspection period, they're going to give you their full report. They're also going to give you an additional fee of what they're going to be requesting from you. To actually take off of your price, or as another fee that's going to be tacked onto that additional 6% to take care, quote unquote, take care of those repairs, right?
Right. Which, that could add up.
Exactly. And a lot of the times, the first thing they see, roof, boom.
Yeah.
$7,000, you know.
AC.
AC unit, everything. They just stack
water,
it
plumbing.
on top of it.
Yeah.
And this is where they get you guys, because by that time when they finish their inspection and they go through the whole process, you're usually anywhere from like 7 to 10 days into this transaction. And you're already kind of committed. Like you're already making, you're probably made an offer on another property. You're probably already scheduling movers, and maybe you're already in contract with another house, and you need this one to close because it says, hey, I have a cash offer. It's contingent on the sale of this one to purchase the next one. And then they give you with this, hit you with this fee of like, obviously your 6% plus all these repairs. And you're like, what do I do? And you're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. It's like, do I want to lose this house, or do I just continue with this process and sell? That's where I feel a lot of people don't know what the reality is when you work with these iBuyers. And the beautiful thing about here within Arizona is that if you're looking for convenience and you're looking to do something quick, great. That's definitely an option for you. But if you're an individual like myself, that I'm cool if I can wait, you know, additional 30 or 60 days and maximize my profit, because that can go additionally towards like a down payment towards my next purchase. That can go towards moving fees. I need to redesign the house. Anything of the sort. So you have the ability to actually know exactly what you're going to get from an iBuyer, but actually know what you're going to get when you sell it traditionally on this market. So would you agree with that? That's a good strategy.
100%. It's a good strategy. And I think, yeah, if you want to maximize your net, you're going to have to sell it what we would call retail, right?
Yes.
And when you're selling to Zillow, OpenDoor, and OfferPad, that is wholesale. Two completely different markets. Understanding that, you know, there's a lot of shit, you know, they have to cover their expenses. Right, they're going to have to put money into it. They're going to have to paint it. They're going to put carpet on it. They're going to have to kind of put a warranty on it. You know, they're not going to just sell a house as is. Like, they need to make sure that their reputation is covered. You know, that they have. There's a lot of liability there when you're trying to sell a house, especially on the scale that Zillow is. So they have to massage that house and get it back to where it needs to be. You know, that costs money, and it goes back to convenience. So here, let me go on just a tangent for 2 seconds, if you don't mind.
Go for it.
And you know, pay attention to the consumer should be paying attention. Agents, if you're listening, you should be really paying attention, because here's how I see this playing out in the next 3 to 5 years, right? You have a Zillow showroom, and just imagine, you know, you walk into a room, it's been sanitized, and you've got 30 flat screens, and you've already figured out what, you know, you want a 3-bed, 2-bath in Gilbert, Arizona. We'll use that for example. You walk in, they got 30 properties, you touch the screen, you get a virtual show, you get a virtual tour, right? Cool. Hey, I narrowed it down to 4 different homes. Look, and then what they do is they're going to text you a link using showing time that is going to have a perfectly routed route to all of the homes that you want to see, and electronic access through your phone. So you just show up to the property, it knows that you're there because it's got a GPS locator in it, it opens the door for you, you can go back and forth anytime you want, so you can go to look at all the 4 homes, and you can be like, I want to look at 2 more again. You can go back to the homes that will let you in, and you can do the tour at your own convenience. Those homes have been remodeled by Zillow, they come with a warranty. You know, it's very, very easy to trade in, because maybe you have a house that you need to sell in order to purchase a Zillow home, right? So Zillow makes an offer to you and says, hey, you know, you can move in next Thursday. Today's Friday, let's move you in next Thursday, next Friday. We'll pay for the move, you know, but, you know, we'll give you a really good, solid cash offer on the house, and you don't even need to complete that transaction before you move into the new house, because Zillow owns Zillow Home Loans. Yeah. And if they were really smart, they would integrate title in there, because they own the home that they're selling. They already know that's a clear title, right? That's got clean titles. They already have an abstract. They already have basically an insurable title. They can insure over anything, issue a title policy, and simultaneously issue a pre-qual, and know that that person can move in. You know, if the deal blows up, they can rent it for a year, you know, until the credit cleans up or something like that. So now you've got ultimate convenience, right? And so I need you guys to understand where the real estate market is going to go in the next 3 to 5 years. You nailed it when you said Zillow is a tech company, but they're getting into media. And so you look at Realtor.com, they're getting into media. Rupert Murdoch, who's the owner of Fox News, owns Realtor.com. It's going to change the landscape of the real estate industry forever. I need you to understand that, because you are in a place right now where you can go hyper-local targeting. We'll do a different video on, you know, if you're an agent, I'll show you how to beat Zillow. You can do it. But understanding from a consumer point of view, convenience will always trump everything. That this model, the Zillow OpenDoor OfferPad model, will get better and better to the point where they can narrow that margin down and just do the transactions, and they're making money on the mortgage, they're making money on the title, they're making money on the rehab and the sale of the property. And so you can understand, you know, that's such a profit center that they can cut the margin down very, very thinly. And I think the advantage of real estate agents will go away, other than being able to negotiate. You know, we'll be very, very strong advocates for the buyer or the seller. And so if you guys want to buy or sell and maximize, your profit potential on each side of that transaction, you need Josh Zuniga. You need him because he's going to be able to beat the shit out of Zillow, right? He's going to be able to negotiate your good deals, negotiate your repairs. You're not going to walk into a used car sales place and just, hope you get a good deal walking out. He's going to actually professionally negotiate that. And I think that is the value of a real estate agent in the future. We're going to act as lawyers, not as, door openers.
Yeah, and that's one of the biggest things that I see, guys. And Carl is exactly right. And one of the things I love about him is that he always, foresees the future and exactly where it's going. And Zillow's integration, like he was saying, on all aspects and creating that funnel system, for the consumers has always been their kind of model. And slowly and like year after year, they try and actually bring in new additions to what their model is to make you say the convenience, even better. Yeah, which is very, very, very smart.
I can't hate them for that.
Yeah, that's
it's good for the consumer.
If I own Zillow, I'd do the same thing.
You'd have to.
Exactly. But at the same time, I know there's a lot of people out there that really love the warm and nurturing hand-holding of what a real estate agent actually does. And like you're saying, we act as fiduciaries now, maybe possibly attorneys later, to really guide people through the process. Because when you buy a house, as you may know, if you've already done it before, it's a very emotional experience. And you think you know what you know what you know just by watching a couple of YouTube videos, but there's definitely not the case when you walk into the actual transaction. We have to walk you through it step by step and make sure you have the proper counsel and
guidance.
Guidance is probably the best word I could say. For that,
for sure,
to make sure that we actually get through this process, from start to finish, and make sure you actually end with a happy transaction. But at the end of the day, guys, iBuyers do provide a wonderful service. If you guys are looking to have convenience and have, what do you say? Best word for that. Convenience and speed is the best thing.
Yeah.
Definitely an option for you. If you're looking to maximize your profits, as a man, we want to say, hey, this is money that can go on my account, not somebody else's account. Having a listing appointment and really going over exactly what you're netting is going to be the best option for you, especially in a strong market like we are in now within Arizona. I know there's plenty of markets out there, across the nation that are experiencing the same thing. So I want to put the power in your hands and make that decision, and we can put in an offer in front of you that's going to be one from Zillow or OfferPad and, some of these different iBuyers and exactly what you're going to be netting. In addition to that, we can show you what you'd be netting if you sell it resale or retail or traditionally with us. So if you have any additional questions, guys, please feel free to reach out to us. We're more than happy to talk to you. Until then, see you next time.